Well, a little more than 2 weeks ago, a local girls' high school basketball coach collapsed right in the middle of the game from a heart attack.
Now, Perry Meridian assistant coach Howard Ely has made a nearly full recovery, and he's talking exclusively to our Eyewitness News reporter, Kerry Klein.
I was feeling kind of icky, but I wouldn't have any shortness of breath. I didn't have any chest pains. There wasn't any labored breathing or anything like that.
Coach Howard Ely says, if anything, he felt like he was coming down with the flu on January 28th during the Perry Meridian girls basketball game against Cathedral. But then, in the last 30 seconds of the game, after a timeout,
I sat down on the bench and they went back to the floor, and that's the last thing I remembered until I woke up in the hospital room. I think the first words out of my mouth was, "Did we win?" And so that was what I was thinking of.
The Elys already have a large, loving family, but in the last 2 weeks, they've been overwhelmed by a rapidly growing circle of love.
As my son said, "Dad, you're beloved." I said, "Who knew?"
And nowhere was that more evident than when he tried to sneak into the first practice after his attack.
She's kind of like trying to shield me, keep them from, because they're all wanting to hug me and they're all crying and saying, "Ely," and it was nice because I love them and I love coaching, and it's just it was just nice to see them again.
The Elys give a lot of credit for Coach's survival to the right people being in the right place with the right tools, like a defibrillator.
If it wasn't for that particular device being there, as mandated by law, and if there hadn't been people there that knew how to use it, then I wouldn't be here today.
And he can't help but think about the divine timing.
If it had been a half an hour later, I'd have been driving a minibus with the varsity players on it on the interstate. So it had to happen at that time to keep anything from happening to anybody else.
He means a lot to you, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
And the Perry Meridian girls do have a sectional basketball game tonight, but Coach Ely will not be in the crowd, and it's not because he doesn't want to, but after much discussion with the other coaches and administrators, they decided it might be more of a distraction to have him sitting there with the girls constantly checking the bench to make sure he's okay, and he certainly doesn't want to do that, but he will be cheering them on from home, getting constant updates throughout the game. Reporting from the city's south side, Kerry Klein, Channel 13. Eyewitness News.
And there is a fundraiser being held this Sunday for the coach. It's from 11 to 9 at Teddy's Burger Joint on Southport Road.
We're glad he's okay.